How was it that we lived our lives in relative normalcy for all those years? As the undocumented debate today threatens to rip families apart and send people who have only known the United States as home, how is it possible we existed? There was no DACA back then, but if there were, my sister and I would be eligible. Would that mean we would also have to face the reality of moving to Iran? I'm bordering on illiterate in Farsi, fossilized in the first grade. I spoke with a couple of experts and the answer, in a nutshell, was no. The generally accepted loopholes that allowed our family, as well as countless others, to grow in purgatory while we waited for Judgment Day closed in 1996. That was the Clinton era. In an ironic twist, while the conservative Ronald Reagan granted one of the largest swaths of amnesty in recent history in 1986, humanitarian loopholes were closed under the more progressive Bill Clinton. In an even more ironic twist, closing those loopholes forced more people to stay without their papers. The pipeline, especially to Central and South America, was a two-way street before then. Breadwinners would briefly come up to the US to work, then go back home. Now, it was too risky to leave, and the US inadvertently encouraged people to bring their families and stay. Meet the dreamers. So, was that little girl with the bowl cut who thought hanging around the library was loitering a criminal? Was she damned to illegality no matter how she behaved because of her mere existence? I don't know anyone who is undocumented now. In fact, we didn't really know anyone who was undocumented back then. We lived our lives and we waited. I'm not sure how long that will continue to be a possibility. Stoking fears by pushing travel bans and pulling back DACA will just make people quiet again. They aren't going back, they just have to hide now, in which case the Trump administration and its supporters will have the criminals that they seem to be so eager to create. In the meantime, the ladies who loiter because they aren't lucky enough to lunch seem to think they have an ally in the White House, but they don't. Hopefully they realize it before it's their turn to be criminalized.